Okay, so I'm happy to be here and listening to all these very interesting talks. So Janya is a company that offers text mining solutions based on semantic analysis of text, and so I've said the S word, and hopefully we'll justify it. Janya has primarily been working with the government, and even within the government, the DoD, the intelligence and law enforcement communities. So you may ask, so what am I doing here? What is Janya doing here at this conference? We have recently entered the commercial market. We're looking at verticals like healthcare, business intelligence, and publishing, especially scientific content. But I think what I'm here to talk to you about is some of the lessons that we've learned by working in the government and how we think that's very applicable to the commercial markets. And so I'll start by beginning with the typical landscape of text analysis solutions. And I'm sure you're going to see various versions of this throughout the day, where you start off with content from all kinds of sources. Some of it could be from structured sources, from unstructured, social media, enterprise content. In our case, we had to deal with a lot of classified data as well. So you go through the acquisition process, and then you use text analysis or semantic enrichment, some people call it, to actually do the analysis of the data. Once you do the analysis, it goes into various types of repositories, which I'll talk about in a second, and from there you can offer the different kinds of solutions that the end user actually wants to see. And you've seen some really nice examples of solutions, some with dashboard type of applications, some more with faceted search, and some more like companies like Palantir with the information visualization and stuff like that. So we've worked in providing text analysis to all these types of solutions within the government market. So I guess I could summarize, there were two main things that we've learned by working with government customers, besides the fact that they're finicky. The first one is their needs change constantly in terms of the types of analysis that they're doing. So there's really, the concept of customizing ahead of time for a vertical, takes on different meaning when you're working with some of these customers. One day you'll be working with, we want to analyze instability in Somalia. The next day they'll say, well, we're looking for evidence of new information operations. So these are the kinds of requests that come to us when we're working with text analysis. So the point there is the text analysis, you need to be able to rapidly customize and adapt to a customer's needs. So you can't, spend a lot of time and put 50 people on it. They need this information now, and they need it in a fairly cost-effective manner. And especially when we're moving to the commercial arena, that has even more implication, because when you're working with smaller customers who want text analysis, and they want customized text analysis, but they don't want an SAP type of solution that takes, 8 months to deploy and costs, $1.5 million. They just don't have it. So how do we offer those same type of customized solutions at a lower price point and also a faster deployment? So that's one of the themes that I wanted to address today. The second thing, take away from working with the government, is the idea that text analytics and text analysis is not done in a vacuum. And just as an example, we were looking at some data, and it involved, damage assessment after a particular operation. And so there was some sentences there that said the communication tower was not damaged. So our text analysis picked this up. We were thrilled. We show it to the customer, and they look at it, and they say, that's great, but what tower are you talking about? And it turns out that the information about the tower actually came from structured data, which talked about the facility. It gave an ID to the facility. It talked about the different buildings within the facility. So the ontology, or the framework, or the context in which this text analysis has to take place. And so we really had to then tie the fact that it was not damaged to a specific facility or a particular building within that compound. So that's the other lesson we learned. And so I just want to address those two themes very quickly in the next 20 seconds or 30 seconds. Am I done? Okay, so the answer is in the first talk, which is semi-supervised machine learning. So this is what we've been using a lot of, and basically putting the human back in the loop. You know, human labels some instances of what he's interested in, and the system tries to learn. And this is those, I forget what he called it, the terminology, something, the fortuitous cycle or something like that. Yeah, virtuous cycle. That's what this is all about. Thank you.